Hello, my dear students. Hope you all are fine and regular in your classes too. So, let's begin today's class. We were on para number 3 of page number 4. So, finally, our protagonist Charlie reaches to third level, and there he saw a newspaper which he thought was printed on June 11, 1894, because he had seen it at public library. So let's see the next para now, what happens there afterwards. Narrator says, I turned toward the ticket windows, knowing that here on the third level at Grand Central I could buy tickets that would take Louisa, his wife, and me anywhere in the United States we wanted to go. So now he just wants to travel into past by, again, he is imagining himself into past, and there onwards he wants to go to some another area by buying some ticket. In the year 1894, and I wanted 2 tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. So he wants to go to this area, Galesburg. Then he asks the readers, have you ever been there? He tells, it's a wonderful town still, with big old frame houses, huge lawns, and tremendous trees whose branches meet overhead and roof the streets. And in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long, and people sat out on their lawns. The men smoking cigars and talking quietly, the women waving palm leaf fans with the fireflies all around in a peaceful world. So these kind of evenings were enjoyed by the people living in Galesburg. It was the place where Charlie actually spent his childhood. So he just wants to go to that carefree time again, to be back there with the First World War still 20 years off and World War II over 40 years in the future. I wanted 2 tickets for that. So he now wants 2 tickets for himself and for his wife. He wants to go to Galesburg. Page number 5. He actually wants to purchase tickets, so he asked the clerk to do the calculations for that. The clerk figured the fare. He glanced at my fancy headband because he was different than other people. He was dressed like 19 after 1945 something, and here he was in 1894. So he was actually different in his dress, if we think. So the clerk was looking at his fancy headband, but he figured the fare. He calculated, and I had enough for 2 coach tickets one way. He had that money at least to go there. Returning, he was not having that much money, but he was ready to buy the tickets. But when I counted out the money and looked up, the clerk was staring at me. He nodded at the bills, the note, and said, that ain't money, mister. And if you are trying to skin me, cheat me, you won't get very far. And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. He looked at his cash drawer, and he looked at the currency which was there in Charlie's hand, and he said, oh mister, it's not money. Are you trying to cheat me? Why did he say so? Because Charlie's money was actually the modern currency which was changed and in 1894 there was old currency, and this clerk didn't know about the currency which was to be coming in the years after 1945. So he thought that the person Charlie was actually trying to cheat him. Of course, the money was old style bills, half again as big as the money we use nowadays, and different looking too. I turned away and got out fast. There is nothing nice about jail even in 1894. So he dropped the idea of buying tickets, because if he's not having the old currency, he would be sent to jail, and going to jail in 1894 was actually not good like the today's time. So there was no difference in that jail treatment. So he didn't want to go to jail, so he got out fast. Now he's coming back from the third level. He is not able to purchase tickets. He said, and that was that. I left the same way I came, I suppose. He's not sure. He says, I think I left the same way I went. Means maybe he has again found some other way to come out of that third level. Is it possible that a Grand Central Station or any railway station is having these kind of ways or passages? Next day during lunch hour, I drew $300 out of the bank, nearly all we had. So he had withdrawn all his savings, those $300, and bought old style currency. That really worried my psychiatrist friend. You can buy old money at almost any coin dealers, but you have to pay a premium, of course. If you buy old currency, you will not get equal amount as you give in the modern currency. Some premium is there. My $300 bought less than 200 in old style bills. But I didn't care. Eggs were 13 cents a dozen in 1894. Means he thinks the things were cheaper at that time. So if he's giving less money, it will be okay for him if he reaches Galesburg. But what happens? I have never again found the corridor that leads to the third level at Grand Central Station, although I have tried often enough. He changed his currency to the older one, but now he was not able to find third level again. Louisa was pretty worried when I told her all this and didn't want me to look for the third level anymore. His wife, like any normal wife, was very worried that her husband was actually finding for the route to past. So his wife didn't want him to look for that third level. And after a while, I stopped. And Charlie also stopped after some time. I went back to my stamps. So he went again back to his stamp collection. But now we are both looking every weekend because now we have proof that the third level is still there. But in the next line, very next line, Charlie says, but now we both, means Louisa and me, we both are looking for the third level because we have got some kind of proof that third level actually exists. They have got some kind of proof. He said my friend Sam Venner disappeared. His friend Sam Venner. Sam Venner is actually the person who was his psychiatrist friend. That friend was missing, disappeared. Nobody knew where. But I sort of suspected because Sam is a city boy and I used to tell him about Galesburg. I went to school there and he always said he liked the sound of the place. So Sam was disappeared and Charlie connected Sam's disappearance to his curiosity to visit Galesburg. So he thinks that his friend Sam has actually gone to the third level. And that's where he is, all right, in 1894. Charlie is very sure that his friend Sam is in 1894 in Galesburg. Let's see how he is sure about this. He says, because one night, fussing with my stamp collection, fussing means when you randomly look into anything, I found, do you know what a first day cover is? This is for readers, he's telling you all. Well, do you know what a first day cover is? When a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some stamp and use them to mail envelopes to themselves on the very first day of sale. And the postmark proves the date. Of course, there is a postmark on the stamp which tells that first date when the stamp was issued. The envelope is called a first day cover. They are never opened. You just put blank paper in the envelope. So the stamp collectors, the lovers who just love this stamp collection, whenever a new stamp is issued, they paste it on an envelope and put a blank paper inside it and send it to their own address. That is called a first day cover. Further, he says, that night among my oldest first day covers, I found one that should not have been there. That night he found a first day cover that he had never seen before. But there it was. It was there because someone had mailed it to my grandfather at his home in Galesburg. That's what the address on the envelope said. He said that this was sent actually to my grandfather. His grandfather's whole stamp collection was there with Charlie. So that envelope also came to Charlie in present time. That's what the address on the envelope said, and it had been there since July 18, 1894. He told everything about third level to his psychiatrist friend, and he saw that it was 11 June 1894. And the next is just next month, July 18, 1894, the date is. The postmark showed that. Yet I didn't remember it at all. Charlie had never seen this first day cover before. The stamp was a 6 cent dull brown with a picture of President Garfield. Naturally, when the envelope came to Granddad in the mail, it went right into his collection and stayed there. So, in the past time, when this envelope came to his granddad, it was in his stamp collection, which Charlie was now owing, till I took it out and opened it. So it was very new for Charlie. So Charlie opened the first day covers. As I told you, generally the first day covers are not opened because everybody knows this is blank paper. I have sent it to myself on my own address. So why should anyone open? But this first day cover was quite strange for Charlie, so he opened it. And what happened? The paper inside wasn't blank. It read. Something was written on the paper. First of all, the address 941 Willard Street, Galesburg, Illinois, July 18, 1894, and it is addressed to Charlie. The first strange thing. It should have been addressed to Granddad because Charlie was just a child at that time, but the letter was addressed to Charlie in the past in 1894. The further line is, I got to wishing that you were right, means I wished that you were right. Then I got to believing you were right, and later on I believed that you were right. Sam says, first I wished, whenever he heard about Galesburg and he heard about the peacefulness over there, Sam, who was his psychiatrist friend, also loved that place. So he wanted uh, Charlie's wish to be fulfilled, and he actually believed that it was reality that the third level was there. And further, he said, Charlie, it is true. I found the third level. I have been here 2 weeks, and right now, down the street at the Dailies, someone is playing a piano, and they are all out on the front porch singing Seeing Nellie Home. And I'm invited over for a lemonade. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. Keep looking till you find the third level. It's worth it, believe me. So, this is Sam's letter for Charlie and Louisa. Charlie was a boy at that time, but his wife is also addressed in the past. See, I have been here 2 weeks. So, Sam says that I have been here for 2 weeks and I'm enjoying the evenings, and I'm also invited for lemonade. Charlie and Louisa, please keep on searching for third level. It's worth it. Means Sam has reached to third level, and he's asking Charlie and Louisa also to search for it. The note is signed Sam. At the stamp and coin store I go to, I found out that Sam bought $800 worth of old style currency. There Sam also came to know that Sam already had that old currency bills, because when Charlie went to Sam, he told Sam that he was not having that old currency, that was the reason he was not able to buy the tickets. And that ought to set him up in a nice little hay, feed and grain business. He always said that's what he really wished he could do. So he had got $800 there. He always said that's what he really wished he could do. So he didn't like to be a psychiatrist, but the modern world needed that. So with the $800 of old currency, he would have been able to open up his business. Not in Galesburg, Illinois in 1894. His old business could not work on. Means in 1894 the people were so happy that they did not want any psychiatrist. Why? Sam was my psychiatrist. So with this, the story ends, you can say, with two ways. There is no particular ending of this chapter. If you are asked, do you think third level really exists, we can have two answers. First, which is, I think, should not be written by you because it is illogical. That is that Charlie had found Sam's letter in his collection, so definitely third level was there. But on the second sense, we can say that Charlie was so imaginative, he used to make so much hallucinations that he himself must have written that letter, sent it or put it into his collection, and that all could be just imagination. So you should go with the second answer, all because of his mental state, illusions, imaginations and hallucinations that he found that first day cover. Third level did not actually exist. In the next video we are going to discuss about the question and answers, and I would again suggest you to please prepare properly your two chapters. Those are first the Summer of the White Beautiful Horse, and the second two chapters, that is Indigo, and here the first chapter of your book Vistas, the third level. And you're going to have a test on Wednesday in the evening, 5 to 8 p.m. Have a good day.